Welcome! Let's continue with practicing for SAT 2C Math. This should be practice set 7. I have 10 questions and you should try and complete each question in less than a minute. So pause your video now and get ready with a timer, pencil, paper, and calculator. You can start whenever you're ready. Allow no more than a minute. Some of these questions are very simple algebra questions. It's a review. So I would expect you to finish this in less than a minute. Let's get started. So let's go ahead and look at this question here. X to the power 3 is equal to 7 to the power 5. Solving for x. If you can recall from your laws of exponents on how to solve for x, you basically raise this to the power 1/3. So let me write this down here. X to the power 3 is equal to 7 to the power 5. So if I raise this to the power 1/3, and of course you have to raise both sides to the power 1/3, you get x is equal to 7 to the power 5/3. And your calculator can handle this. So all you have to do is go 7 raised to the power 5 divided by 3. And your final answer should be 25.6. The correct answer is C. This is the second question. Pause your video and try this. Okay, the question is saying A, triangle, which is a symbol, B, followed by another symbol, C. And when you see that, you take the first two numbers and multiply them together and divide by the third number. Which of the following will equal 5? So let's go ahead and test this. 4 times 3 is 12, divided by 2 is 6. 5 times 2 is 10, divided by 5 is not 5. 6 fours are 24, divided by 2 is not 5. 8 times 4 divided by 2 is not 5. 10 times 2 is 20, divided by 4 is indeed 5. So the correct answer is E. Here's our question number 3. Pause your video and see if you can get to the final answer. Make sure you take less than a minute. Okay, composite functions. The function f of x is e to the power x. G of x is x over 2. Then what is g of f of 2? I always like to figure out g of f of x first. And that will be, you plug e to the x on the parent function g, where you see x. So this one here basically replaces the x. So the new equation will be e to the power x over 2, and g of f of 2 will be e to the power 2 over 2. Plug this in your calculator and you should get 3.7, and the correct answer is B. Okay, here's question number 4. Pause your video now. So the question is asking, if x plus 2y over y is 5, then what is y over x? So let's go ahead and break this up into two separate fractions. So you can see that it will be x over y plus 2y over y is equal to 5. And since this y can cancel out, x over y would be equal to 3 over 1. And the question is y over x, so the correct answer should be 1/3. Y over x is equal to 1 over 3. All right, here's question number 5. There are actually two ways of doing this. You don't necessarily need the triangle here, but let's see if we can figure out how to do this one. Okay, cosine theta is 0.75. You can actually go ahead and calculate theta as inverse cosine of 0.75 on your calculator, and once you have theta, you can go ahead and calculate tan of that number, and if you plug that in your calculator, you will get, and make sure that the calculator is set at radians here, and you'll get 0.7227734, and the final answer is 0.88. Now using figure 1, you can always get cosine of this theta is, you are told that the cosine of the theta is 0.75, which is adjacent over hypotenuse, which is 3/4. And this is the adjacent side, which is already shown here, and the 4 must be the hypotenuse side, so you deduce that this side is 4, and by Pythagoras you can calculate this as square root of 7. Now you can figure out tan theta, which is opposite over adjacent, which is root 7/3, and you still get the same answer, 0.88. So the correct answer is D. This is question number 6. Pause your video and try this. Alright, let's go ahead and look at this question. Which of the following is an equation of the line that has y-intercept of 6 and x-intercept of -2? So let's go ahead and write down our y-intercept. Y-intercept of 6 is basically x is 0 and y is 6, and x-intercept of -2 is y is 0 and x is -2. Let's go ahead and figure out x and y intercept of each one of these equations. So for A, testing A, the y-intercept is when x is 0. So you can see that the y is -6. And the x-intercept is when y is 0 and x is 2. So we don't want A because we're looking for 0, +6, and -2, 0. So we reject A. So now let's test B. For y-intercept, x is 0 and y is +6. And for x-intercept, y is 0 and x is -2. So the correct answer is B. This is our correct answer. That's what we were looking for. You now have question 7 on the board. Pause your video and try and work this. Do not take more than a minute. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this fraction addition. We're asked to add 1/y plus 1/2y plus 1/3y. The easiest way to do this problem is to draw your division bar and figure out the greatest common or the lowest common denominator between y, 2y, and 3y. So 6y is the smallest number that y can go in, 2y can go in, and 3y can go in. So y goes into 6y 6 times. 2y goes into 6y 3 times. The y's cancel out. 3y goes into 6y 2 times. So the total here is 6 plus 3, 9, 10, 11. So the answer is 11/6y. The correct answer is D. This is question number 8. Pause your video and try this. So you have in a class 10 boys and 15 girls. The average score on a biology test is 90. The average score for girls is X, and what is the average score for boys in terms of X? Now, one of the things I do is what I call an average pie, and it is basically a circle, and you can use this if you like. It's a very, very fast way of doing problems like this. And divide the circle as I've shown here. In the top box is reserved for total. One of the smaller compartments is reserved for the number and the average value. So let me see if I can show you how the average pie might work here. So let me create a few of these. And let me create one more for the boys. Okay, this is the total, entire class. Total for the class. This is only the information for girls, and this is the information for the boys. So I know that there are 25 kids in the class, girls plus boys, and I know that the average is 90. Now if I multiplied 25 by 90, I will get a total of every individual score added up. So this number turns out to be 2250. So average times the number gives you the total. Now if I wanted average, all I have to do is go total divided by the number to get the average. If I wanted the number, I will go total divided by average to get the number. These two numbers multiplied will give me the total. So 25 times 90 gave me 2250. What information do I have for girls? I know that there are 15 girls. And I know that the average is X. So the total will have to be 15X. What do I know about boys? I know there are 10 boys. And I also know that 2250 minus 15x will be the total for the boys. 2250 minus 15x for the boys. I can easily figure out the average for the boys by dividing 2250 minus 15x over 10. So 2250 divided by, well, minus 15x divided by 10 is, breaking it into separate equations, will give me 2250 divided by 10 is 225 minus 15 divided by 10, canceling with 5, will give me 3x over 2. 5 goes into 15 3 times, 5 goes into 10 twice. So the correct answer looks like it's going to be B. Alright, we have question 9 on the board now. Please pause your video and try this. So George is going on vacation and wishes to take 2 books to read, and he has 5 different books to choose from. How many different combinations of 2 books can he bring? Well, it doesn't matter which 2 books, so the order doesn't matter. How does he choose 2 from 5? You can use your calculator or the formula for combination. If you're choosing R events from a total of n, the formula for combination is n factorial over R factorial times n minus R factorial. So this would be 5 factorial, which is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, divided by R factorial, which is 2 times 1, times n minus R factorial, which is 3 times 2 times 1, cancels out, and 2 and 4 cancels, and the correct answer is 10, and it is C. This is the last question. Pause your video and get the final answer. If x is root 3 minus x is equal to 3, then let's solve for x. Again, this is a review of algebra. So root 3 minus x is equal to 3 plus x. Square both sides. You have 3 minus x is equal to 3 plus x times 3 plus x, which is 3 minus x is equal to 9 plus 6x plus x squared. And combining all the like terms and rearranging the polynomial, you get x squared plus 7x plus 6 is equal to 0. And if you factored that, you will get x plus 6x plus 1. And your two possible solutions are x is equal to minus 6 and x is equal to negative 1. You're not done yet. You have to plug it back in to see if this works. Let's test negative 6. So square root of 3 minus 6 is 3 plus 6 minus negative 6. Is that really equal to 3? So this gives you square root of 9, which is 3, plus 6 is not equal to 3. So you reject this one. Let's test for negative 1. So negative 1, 3 minus 1 is square root of 4, which is 2, minus negative 1, which is plus 1, is indeed equal to 3. So your answer is C. Thank you very much for taking this test. This was a really good review for Algebra 2. I do hope this was helpful. I shall see you again. Goodbye.